Hello, good morning. I'm Luxander. This is my channel, and I wanted to talk at you because I haven't posted very much on the channel lately. So, just like the tiniest of updates here, I have a part time seasonal job, and it's taking away some of my time. And I'm in the middle of moving, and I'm about to take custody basically of a teenager. So, I have to prepare my house to accept the teenager. So, moving on past that, hello. I wanted to say here today that it is imperative for you to take the time to do things that you enjoy. You know, I'm all stuffed up sounding because I've been outside at the Renaissance Festival all weekend, and that's something that I really love and I really enjoy. And one of the reasons why I love it is because it helps me connect with myself and my past, my joy, the things that I care about. There are a lot of people out there who I know and love. Like, I'm making this video because, like, I'm telling you, I've been taking a little bit of a break from the constant news cycle, and it's benefiting my brain, right? So I'm imparting this message to you that, like, here are some things that I'm focusing on that I think are making my life a little bit better, right? I'm focusing on being with my friends and being around people who have similar interests to me. You know, I'm getting to dress up on the weekends and be a little bit silly and being in an environment where I feel confident and secure that, I know where I am, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going, and that instills a huge sense of confidence in you, right? That I can be, on the same day that I've had several conversations with people about landlords and billionaires and healthcare and how much that stuff sucks and like how it needs to get better. And like, still, despite the fact that I'm knowing that, I'm aware of that, and I'm like processing it actively along with everybody else, right? That like, that the systems in which we are trapped essentially are not necessarily going to yield in any kind of timely fashion, right? And this is something that I've really taken from a couple of anarchists that I follow, is that, it is really like a profound, almost like anti-system statement to make for you to find your joy, you know? Like, the systems want for you to just be the cog in the wheel. They want for you to be exploitable. They want for you to be hollowed out so that they can put whatever they want into you, right? So it's really just so important to find the thing that's going to center you, because like I can think to myself, life is good. Life is good on these days where even though I'm aware of all the systemic problems, finding what it is in your life that's going to lead you to feel that in the small moments, like on a personal level, you can be like, my life is good, my life is beautiful, my life is worth living, and hold that in you at the same time as being aware that there's like a lot of change that needs to happen. The systems need to change in order for us to thrive, like my material access to healthcare hasn't really changed since a few weeks ago, right? What has changed is what I'm focusing on, what my attitude is, what I'm looking at, what I'm thinking about. And that is where you're going to stay sane. That's the thing that you need to do that's going to keep you going, is finding interpersonal like joy, finding personal joy, and being able to move through with that. Like, you have it in you that your life can be good. Maybe it's not good all the time, maybe you go hang out with your friends and you have a great time, and then you come home and you crash and it doesn't feel good, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, well, here I am back on the capitalism, let's go to work, right? That is a realistic possibility, that you will have these moments of joy, and then you'll have those moments where you're back in the grind and it's not a fun time, right? But a piece of wisdom that I hold and that I would love to share with you if you're interested in holding this truth is that the trick is really to find happiness in the brief gaps between disasters. Like, disasters are going to happen. You're going to drop something and break it, and you're going to be like, shit, that was irreplaceable, You're going to cut your finger and make mistakes and like have injuries. Like, I know I know somebody who just had to have like a surgery on their hand for basically some reason like that. Yeah, so that's what I mainly want to impart to you is your entire life doesn't need to be politics and doom and gloom, even if you've literally made it your job like I have. You are allowed to take breaks, and it will enable you to come back stronger. I feel like, today is kind of one of my rest days, sort of, because I had, Renaissance Festival over the weekend, and then I'm going to stream on Tuesday tomorrow. So having dedicated rest days can also help. But yeah, like I'm trying to rejuvenate myself to the extent that I can, because then it makes it easier to come back to the politics. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to make a point to maybe not think about it too hard today, but then tomorrow I'll be ready to look at the news and see what's going on and make fun of Elon Musk or whatever else that we're going to do on stream night. So I don't want this video to go very long, because this is political analysis. Like I was about to say, this isn't hard-hitting serious political analysis, but it is. Unfortunately, like when every aspect of your life is politicized, then taking space away from that is a political decision. Like we always say, you not voting isn't an apolitical decision. Like if you choose not to vote or whatever, choose not to participate, that in and of itself is a political statement to an extent, right? So it's the same sort of thing. Me making the decision to step away from all the politics is in and of itself a political choice, because our existence has been politicized. Like our literal entire existence has been politicized. So I encourage you to think about that. The politics of the personal, or the politics of the interpersonal. What is it that you're spending your time and attention focusing on, knowing that outrage marketing and media sensationalism is intended to get in your head and is intended to monopolize your time and your thoughts and your feelings. The huge amount of money that goes into sports, like, it's a distraction. There is an intentional, like, redirection of your focus. There is an intentional pitting of each other against each other. The lack of solidarity between minority groups is manufactured and intentional. So you coming into your awareness of what politics means, and the fact that it is so far-reaching, and that your time and your attention and even your own self-image for your own body is manufactured, or at least partially influenced, if not entirely manufactured, by systemic influences that seek to control you. So I encourage you all to take that really hard look at your life and go, what is it that I'm thinking about? What is it that I'm focusing on? What is it that I'm doing? And how does that serve me and my community and my love and my life, versus what are the things that I'm doing that are mostly not in service of my own life and happiness? Are you doing makeup because you have to for work, or because you love it as an art form? It can be both, right? It can be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But coming into your awareness and knowing, yes, I am wearing makeup because my job requires women to look a certain way in order to, compete and be quote-unquote professional, right? And you can also continue doing it as a form of self-expression and a thing that you love. It can be both, but it's the awareness, and then you choosing to put your mind in the right place. Like, I'm choosing to do makeup for my enjoyment, despite the fact that the capitalist system requires me, in this hypothetical, as a woman, to, like, perform certain things, right? You can still sort of take away from the power of what these systems are doing to you by inserting your own personal interests into it and prioritizing that. I prioritize my happiness. I prioritize my self-expression. And that, I think, is one of the ways that we will succeed, is by just becoming aware and reprioritizing and choosing to step away occasionally, choosing to put down the phone, choosing to go, experience nature, despite the fact that it gives you gnarly allergy symptoms. I have not been able to breathe all weekend out of my nose. Oh god, like you can see the strip on my nose because I wear nasal strips at night now to like literally hold my face open because I cannot breathe. Anyway, so that was basically it. I encourage you all to take this time to reevaluate and to go, what is it that I'm doing and what is it that I could be doing differently, you know? So much love. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully, more content in the political vein will be coming on the channel. I've got a backlog of editing to do, and I've just been extraordinarily busy lately. So I appreciate you all being patient with me. I appreciate y'all sticking around and watching the content. As usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and the stuff and the liking and the subscribing and the da 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 da. It's my job to do annoying plugs. All right. Peace, and we'll see you later.